The workday at the company comes to an end. Employees wrap up their tasks and begin filing out. Near the elevators, Nizar stops with Merjan and Demet. He casually invites them to dinner. Merjan and Demet exchange a brief look. Turning to Nizar, Merjan says she's not in the mood and plans to go straight home. After Merjan's refusal, Nizar shifts his attention to Demet. She apologizes and explains that she can't join him either. She already has plans to attend a concert with her colleagues. Nizar's expression tightens for a moment, but he says nothing. Just then, Atesh and Semel approach and stop at the neighboring elevator. As they wait, Atesh and Merjan lock eyes. Neither looks away. The two groups silently observe one another. Nizar glances at Atesh, a smug smile slowly spreading across his face. Seeing it, Atesh clenches his fists. Sensing the tension, Semel quickly tries to distract him, mentioning that tomorrow's meeting has been cancelled. Atesh calmly replies that he cancelled it himself. Trying to lighten the mood, Demet raises her hand and shows Nizar the bracelet, saying how well it suits him. Nizar's face immediately brightens with satisfaction. Demet thanks him warmly, adding that she's very happy with the gift. Nizar gently places a hand on her shoulder and wishes her to wear it in good health. Atesh overhears the exchange. He looks at Merjan, silently acknowledging that she was right. The bracelet really was meant for Demet. Merjan meets his gaze, her expression saying, "Now you know." At that moment, the elevator doors open for Merjan and Demet's elevator. Demet and Nizar step inside. Nizar looks at Merjan expectantly, inviting her to join them. Merjan smiles politely, says goodbye, wishes them a pleasant evening, and steps back, choosing instead to wait with Atesh and Semel for the next elevator. Noticing Merjan's decision, Atesh visibly relaxes. Their eyes meet once more. Semel catches the change in Atesh's expression and, with a knowing smile, looks away. The elevator they're waiting for finally arrives. Semel and Merjan step in first, followed by Atesh. As the elevator descends, Atesh and Merjan can't stop looking at each other. Semel watches them quietly, the same amused smile still on his face. When they reach the ground floor, Merjan turns to Semel and asks him to take the front seat. Semel and Atesh exchange a brief look, silently agreeing that the front seat should actually be Semel's. Merjan then glances at Atesh and calmly says she doesn't want to sit in the front. Semel looks at Atesh again, immediately understanding, and nods. He tells Merjan that he agrees. They'll do things her way. Atesh adds that her choice makes perfect sense. Merjan responds that this is exactly why she doesn't want to sit in the front seat of Atesh's car, saying that it's the only way they can preserve at least a little peace. Atesh replies that peace is important to everyone. Just then, Asli approaches. The moment she sees Merjan, she asks pointedly why Merjan didn't leave with Nizar. Merjan looks at her, calm, steady, unbothered, and answers with a question of her own. Why would she go with Nizar at all? Asli falls silent for a beat. Merjan continues, her tone firm. If Asli plans to keep making pointless remarks, she'd be better off taking a taxi. With that, Merjan gets into the back seat of the car, making it clear the discussion is over. Atesh and Semel exchange faint smiles. They clearly appreciated Merjan's response, and get into the car as well. Asli notices their reaction, flushes with embarrassment, and silently takes her seat. The moment she sits down, Asli turns to Merjan and snaps that Merjan thinks far too highly of herself and has no right to push her out, neither from the situation nor from the car. Merjan, worn down by everything that's happened since morning, thinks to herself that everyone seems to be demanding rights today. Then she looks directly at Asli and replies calmly but firmly that she absolutely does have that right, and asks whether Asli has any objections. Asli is about to respond when Semel steps in, sensing the tension rising. Turning to Atesh, he casually remarks that it's very cold today and the heater should be turned on. Asli ignores the attempt to defuse the situation and continues accusing Merjan, claiming that she arrived only yesterday and is already acting as if everything belongs to her. At that moment, Atesh suddenly turns around and says sharply, "Enough. Stop." The car falls completely silent. In episode 20, the confrontation between Merjan and Nerman escalates to an entirely new level. Merjan learns that Nerman is running against her for the position of association president, and the news sends her into a rage. She confronts Nerman personally and, without hiding her disdain, begins openly threatening her. Merjan declares that Nerman doesn't have a single penny to her name, that she is incapable of competing with her, and that she will never be her equal. Nerman, however, remains calm and composed. She responds confidently, saying she has devoted many years of her life to the association. According to her, money is not what matters most. What truly matters is reputation and the respect of the people. She adds that this is where Merjan falls short. Looking Merjan straight in the eyes, Nerman continues, "You may have money, but you have no influence among people. This association needs someone who knows how to connect with others. You don't have that. I do. And that's why I will be elected president." Nerman's calm confidence only fuels Merjan's anger. Though visibly seething, she manages to restrain herself. Before leaving, Merjan coldly states that she will closely monitor the entire process and that she will take great pleasure in witnessing Nerman's defeat. With that, she walks away. Moments later, Sisik approaches Nerman holding a key. It's a storage key that Ates had accidentally dropped earlier near his car. Surprised, Nerman asks where she found it. Sisik explains that she discovered it in the backyard, where the cars are usually parked. Nerman is left unsettled and confused. Before ending, let me say this. If you haven't watched the previous episodes yet, make sure to check out the earlier videos on my channel. And if you want to be among the first to see what happens next, stay with me and keep following the channel. See you in the next video. Take care. Thank you for listening.